In recognition of your steadfast support of sports task force events for more than a decade, your 32 years of assisting journalists, and your marketing innovations have helped establish the NBA as an international sport.
Thank you, Ryan. I wasn't sure you were talking about me, to be honest with you. That's a very nice introduction. And while the plaque, I really appreciate it. I'm really looking more forward to reading this book. I never had the opportunity to meet Sam, but I've heard a lot about him. And I'm flying home tomorrow, so I started tomorrow. Well, there's some nice words. On behalf of the NBA, I want to say thank you. We've been very honored and proud to sponsor this award for quite some time. I think it's a true award that kind of transcends our little, as Jimmy Cannon said, a toy department of life. It has real meaning, and we're very proud to honor it. I'm proud to work at the NBA for a lot of reasons, many of which it's too long to get into here, but I think the highlight, I've been doing this for 30-some years, started in '78 with the Bulls. I've seen the NBA come a long way. Maybe our All-Star game in New Orleans a few years back, where we mobilized 3,000 people to help out the citizens of that city, might be one of our proudest moments. It's one of the ones that made me the most proud to be part of the NBA. Basketball has been a huge part of my life. I'm going to date myself a little bit here. It helped me get my numerals in high school. I don't know if people here know what freshman numerals were. It kind of predated the letters you get later on as sophomores, juniors, and seniors. I asked my son about it the other day. He had no idea what I was talking about, but that's not an uncommon situation. It got me my education in college. I went to Loyola University. I was the basketball manager and the student newspaper sports editor. We talk about a conflict of interest. That was one of the original ones. We didn't have tremendous teams when I was there. I got there about 5 years after they had won, and about 5 years after they had won the national championship. But by then our fortunes had gone down a little bit. We had a couple of 4-20 teams. The highlight probably was LaRue Martin being drafted #1 in the NBA. And he was not the worst first pick in the draft. One of my greatest things then, and I believe it. Maybe close, but he's not the worst. I've been allowed to, and this gives me a career and a life for 30 years, first with the Bulls and then with the NBA. I've been able to meet a lot of people. I've traveled to 5 Olympics. I've gone around the world. I've witnessed the growth of the league, the changing of it, where it's become a true major league sport. And it's allowed me to marry my love of sports writing and sports writers. As Ron said, that's what I wanted to do. I don't think I had the guts to go out and really start off in a smaller place. It worked out pretty well for me. As a result, I've been very fortunate to meet a lot of real good people, athletes, front office people, mostly the journalists. I spend more time with the writers than I think I do with team personnel. I just like the people who write more than the people who run the leagues. A lot of people who love what they do, work incredibly hard at it, and they're truth-seeking people. And that's a very noble profession. In this changing communications landscape, I don't know where it's going to go. As I mentioned to someone earlier today, I don't know who the first athlete who's going to say he was misquoted on his own tweet is going to be, but it may happen this year. I just don't know. But when it's all said and done, it's all about the people. And many of the people in this room I've had the fortune of working with and becoming friendly with, and those are the things that you take and remember and keep you going forever. Just one little quick thing, it's also given me one of perhaps the greatest quotes I've ever heard of in my life, and I've heard a lot of them, many of which you in this room have captured. But when Antoine Walker was at the All-Star game 4 or 5 years ago, he was asked, "Why do you shoot so many threes?" And he stopped and thought for a second and said, "Because there aren't any 4s." I don't know how you top that one. things are dissected and looked at a little bit differently in media than perhaps other sports, but it's part of who we are. And we've been happy to take that to our hearts and to keep going with it. I've been witness to sports becoming a real meritocracy in this country, and it's a great thing. A little bit slower and off the court, especially in the newsroom, but I think the NABJ is playing a big role in helping to level the field there, and that's nothing but a good thing for all of us. The Pioneer Award, it's great to have things like this where we honor the people who came before and set the table for us, and there should be more of it. And I applaud the NABJ for recognizing Sam Lacey and the contributions of so many of the pioneers, the true pioneers in this country. And I'm just proud and very humbled and honored that you've given me an opportunity to receive an award from you and be part of the family. Thank you very much.